Besimana Tava, we are about to start over the reading of the whole Torah. This week, this Shabbat, we're going to read Parashat Bereishit. This is exciting. This is an opportunity to start fresh, to start over. And we were thinking to have Beli Neder every Shabbat, a Midda that can connect with the Parasha of the week. You may know that Rabbi Israel Salanter wrote down 13 different midot, 13 different characters that can make a person mushlam, complete, perfect, as much as we can. And this year we actually happen to have 13 months. Since it is a Shana Me'uberet, we have 2 Adar. So it would be maybe an opportunity for us to focus on one midah for each month and to connect this midah to the upcoming parasha. The first midah in the list is Emeth. Emeth means the truth, to say the truth. It's not easy, and it's very, very important. Hazal tell us, Chotamo shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Emeth, the signature, the stamp of Borei Olam is Emeth. It's all the truth. And in fact, in the first words of the Torah, Bereishit bara Elohim, we already have the midah of Emeth that is hinted. If you take the word Bereishit and look at the last letter, it is a Tav. Then you go to bara, the last letter is a Aleph. And Elohim finishes with the letter Mem. Tav, Aleph, and Mem. Putting them together, we have the word Emeth. But you may ask yourself, well, why does it have to be Sofei Tevot? Why is the Emeth hinted only in the end of each word? And more importantly, why do we have to switch around the letters? Why isn't that in order? Emeth, Aleph, Mem, Tav. And the answer is maybe quite obvious. The Emeth is hard to find. It is hard to find, especially in the beginning. We have to really dig in order to find the truth. And most importantly, we sometimes have to connect the dots. Situations, hard situations, difficult situations, challenges in life that can raise so many questions in our emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, can chas v'shalom shake also our own way of being Emeth, saying the Emeth, and behaving accordingly. And this is why, in the very beginning, the Torah is telling us we have to look for the Emeth, but it's not something easy. And you know what? If we go further in the parasha, we actually find that the first sin, the first original sin that Adam and Hava failed, is all about the Emeth. There was there a serious lack of Emeth. What exactly did HaKadosh Baruch Hu ask from Adam and Hava? Mikol eitz hagan achol tochel, ume'etz hada'at tov vara, lo tochal mimenu. He commanded them one thing, to not eat from the Eitz Hada'at. What is wrong with the Eitz Hada'at? What's the problem? What was so bad about eating from the fruit, from the tree? And the answer is in the pasuk itself. The Eitz Hada'at was not the tree of knowledge. It was Eitz Hada'at Tov Vara. It was the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which means that back then, before the sin, the right thing and the wrong thing were distinct. They were clear. The Emeth was in front of their face. They could see it. They could feel it. But the moment that we ate from the Eitz Hada'at, the tree of knowledge, to know too much, to hear too much, the flow of information can chas v'shalom be so confusing that the tov and the ra, the right and the wrong, mix together, and we don't know what is right and what is wrong. Now let's think even about the background of the sin itself. Do you realize that the way that Hava was seduced by the Nahash, by the snake, to eat from the Eitz Hada'at was because she gave the wrong information. She gave the information as if Borei Olam told them to not touch from the tree, to not touch from the fruit. And that was not what Borei Olam said. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Lo tochal mimenu. And at that moment, the Nahash used this argument, according to the Midrash, to push Chava against the tree and to tell her, you see, that was a lie. Nothing happened to you. You are well and alive. And you see, God is lying to you. Another consequence of that lie. And if we go even further, in the aftermath, so she eats from the fruit. She gives it to Adam. And what does Adam answer when Borei Olam tells him what happened? Well, he plays a game called the blame game. He blames who? He blames God. Ha'isha asher natata imadi. You gave me a woman, you gave me a wife. That's her fault. It's your fault. I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for her. She is the one to blame. And it goes on and on as Adam was hiding. And Borei Olam is telling him, Ayeka, where are you hiding with those excuses? Stop playing the blame game. Be amiti. Be truth. That is all around the Midda of the Emeth. It is already so hard to do the right thing, and sometimes even harder to know what the right thing is. And this is definitely the ABC in our midot, to really try to focus, to attach ourselves to people who are Emeth, and to be ourselves Emeth. You know, there is a very, very interesting quote from the Noam Elimelech, Rabbi Elimelech Milizensk. He said something quite incredible. He said, I am sure that I will have the zechut to go in Gan Eden. You know why? Because when I'm going to go to Borei Olam after 120 years, and they will ask me in Shamayim if I learned Torah, I'm going to say, nope, I didn't. They're going to ask me, did I pray well? I'm going to say, I did not. They'll ask me if I have any mitzvah, if I have any ma'asim tovim. And I said that I don't. And then they'll tell me, you know what? You're saying the emet. So you enter Gan Eden. You have your ticket. Now this sounds a little bit funny, but there is a message, there is a lesson that the Rabbi is trying to tell us. And that is the fact that Borei Olam is asking from us to be just like him, to emulate his midot, and to be emet. It is impossible for someone to grow if, when looking at the mirror, he's not looking at exactly who he is, what he's been doing, and where he stands. And that is the point that the Rabbi is trying to make. We need to recognize who we are. We need to make sure not to play games, to blame someone, to make up excuses. I have this weakness, I have this problem, and I have this challenge, but I'm willing to work for that. And that's already enough, according to the Rabbi, to enter Gan Eden. Not just up there, but even here on earth. The Emeth can only be the key for success, a key for blessing, and a key for growth. Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.